First, I'd like to introduce Mr. Franco Garcia. Garcia is from Garcia Realty. He's ranked 240 in the top 250 list, closing 35 transactions. Franco, come on up. Next one I'd like to ask him to the stage is Michael Sandoval. Michael Sandoval is with Remax Gold here in Sacramento, ranked number 150 with 50 transactions. Next person I'd like to add up is Manny Palido. Manny is with Get a Casa Real Estate, ranked 109 with 64 transactions. Next one is Sarah Cremona Zink with Dream Realty. She's ranked number 11 with 242 transactions. And our number one ranked top 250, Marshall Carrasco with Marshall Realty from Rio with 403 transactions. All right. Today, I think we reached out and we put together some questions that all of us are going to want to, know of what you guys are doing to get to the level that you guys are at. I know I have a lot of personal questions as well because I feel like I'm just right there below you guys and I'm struggling. So there's a lot of things that I want to be able to clarify and I think go clarify it for them as well. So we'll go ahead and start with Marshall down at the end. And a few questions, and these are a little combined, but first one is, Marshall, how long have you been in the industry? And within your 2014, that put you at the number one top NAHREP agent. What was your close revenue for 2014? And what did that accumulate to be in gross earned commissions for 2014?
So 2014, we did 400 units, or more, I believe, and we grossed 1.8. No worries. So we grossed 1.8, and I think it was 65 or 66 million.
And 66 million out of the 403 transactions.
Yes.
Gross commissions.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Let's give it a round of applause for that one.
I've been an agent for 9.5 years, and last year we 48 million total. And we also have a manufactured housing division, so we closed about 2 million in revenue for that as well as personal property, putting people in homes. And then gross commission with the combined two of about 2 million and 8.
Wow. Okay. Wow. So on your guys, on the 4 mics that you guys have there, if you're done speaking, just go ahead and turn it off, and then you just turn the switch on. So we won't get no feedback. Turn it on. There you go. Okay.
Well, I sort of got confused, so I didn't do last year because I thought you meant this year. So
Okay.
I'm doing this year. So far I got 10.8 in gross revenue this year. I'm up to 271 for the year as far as commissions. And I got 15 in books, 11 in contract, and 6 shopping. So I'm probably close to 75 so far.
75
For
transactions.
this year.
So you're ahead of where you were at last year then.
And a lot has to do with NAHREP.
It does.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yes. I love to hear that. You hear that? A lot has to do with Nora. Can you explain how?
Oh, well, I got 3 assistants right now.
Out here with you? Okay.
Yeah. Where's my rep from First American? That young lady is my rep for a lot of years. And she says, Manny, join NAHREP. Okay, NAHREP. Oh, what is it, NAHREP? So I went to your training at the beginning of the year, like, whoa, I mean, they got lost. He goes, whoa. I mean, I thought I was doing good at 65, I'm badass, And he goes like 300, I'm like, whoa. Anyway, he says, man, you just gotta go to Chicago. Dude, I'm there. And sure enough, I went to Chicago 3 days. I came back. Boy, did that change my business. First thing I did was close my little shop. I'm not a little shop. I'm actually with my school now. And within 2 months, I came back to Chicago, probably my business got up easy 20-30%. And because NAHREP gave me a lot of tips, and that training that I was so You know how times you don't believe it because you don't see it, and then you see it, you go, wow, you still don't believe it? Well, I saw it, I believed it, came back, still don't believe it, but then I applied it. Simple thing was applied, number 2, what's his name?
Leo.
Leo, the training goes, why are you doing $10 an hour stuff in your washing time? So I went back to my office, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm wasting a lot of time. I was doing a lot of good things with $10 an hour, I could hire someone. So I did, I hired 3 people. Now within 2 months and a half, my production is up crazy because now I can concentrate on sales and marketing and what I do best. It's because it really freed me, but that was key. It's funny because people say join for $49. Nah. I'm a platinum. I say, you know what, if I'm going to join something, I'm going to join all the way. I don't want to be halfway through. I don't know about you guys, but if you're going to do it right, right? If I'm a platinum member, you're going to join, do the platinum. Trust me, it's well worth it. And if you take one and that's 2 months, and you really need it more than anything. But that's the reason my business really skyrocketed. And that's the reason I joined Remax, because I wanted to expand. Because my little shop can only do Sacramento. You know, I'm a little bug, you know, run around, do the money, and Remax opened the doors. Now I got 2 agents in Playa del Carmen. I just got a new agent in Monterrey, Mexico. I'm expanding in Mexico. And I got some stuff going on in Chicago, thanks to the Remax expansion. And NAHREP, because now my people can be trained by NAHREP. You love it? It's like, I don't have to go there. They go to, and it's just made a huge difference. So NAHREP is the reason my business really taken off this year. And I can't wait till next year.
Yeah, that's a great story. Yeah, that's a great story. So you made some good connections and did some masterminding with people that you met at the national events that you owe it a lot to.
In Chicago, I got a couple of leaders in Dallas and stuff. I was like, and in Mexico, and like, so I'm like, okay, I got people. And now I was talking like, but we got similar problems in the past. I was like, ah, that's me, that's you. And I'm showing you do this. I said, I told her, I got 3 ladies, you mind hanging out with them? Because I like, you know, 250s, 2 girls. Yeah, I'm not dummy, you know.
Excellent.
So that's the reason.
You had mentioned Leo earlier. So Leo is number 2 on the top NAHREP list, and he was number 1 the year before, number 2, but number 2 by what? By
Probably like 1 deal.
1 deal? Oh, they were bitter in national. If you guys ever attended national event and you saw those 2, they were going back and forth. So that's a great story because I feel, you know, I share that same experience in that story as well all the time, and I hear it all the time.
It's baffled. See, you understand, when you find a company like NAHREP, it's like, it's funny, they did a video of me, and I told her straight up, I find a familia I can relay on. See, I'm from the old school that says, family is not the one you're warning to, family is the one that's with you. And when I joined NAHREP and I went to Chicago, I was like, I'm home. I'm truly home. It really just...
Yeah, family.
And it's one of those sensations when you go home, that you know you were taken care of no matter what, you were there. That's what NAHREP is done for me. I mean, I can work my ass off right now, and I know NAHREP will have like 5 months training. Number 1, number 2, down the street, Rita's not that far, trust me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That's great. So Michael, what about you?
I've been in the business for 11 years.
Yes.
Did about 11.5 million last year. This year I am already at 11.5 million. I'm projected to hit maybe 12.5 to 13 million. And as far as gross close commissions, about 265,000. And it's just myself and a TC.
Just the 2 of you.
Just the 2.
Excellent. And so you've done 50 transactions, and you're at where now?
Right now, the funny thing is our market has gone up in price. So I'm around 45 transactions currently, but they're higher priced. So the price for the sale is actually more expensive. So my sales are higher, my transactions are a little lower, but it's about the same. So.
It's about the same revenue they generate.
Correct.
Excellent. All right. Thank you, Michael. Franco, as you guys don't know, Franco's president-elect for our association, Sacramento Association of Realtors. He'll be the incoming president for 2017, correct? So, congratulations.
So I've been in the business for 30 years. Our family founded Garcia Realty in Sacramento 50 years ago by my parents. Last year I did 27.5 million and about 450 owners.
In gross revenue.
Yeah. And that's between my sister and I, who a lot of you know, Rosanna Garcia.
Right. Which is part of your team though. That's your guys' family team. Excellent. All right. Great job. Frank was going to be flying out this evening too because he's going to San Diego, going to North. So he almost didn't show up. I'm like, you gotta come. I mean, this is here in Sacramento. You're gonna be here. You know, everyone elected you. Come on, you gotta be here. So thank you so much.
I had a 2 o'clock flight that I canceled.
You did. Thank you. So, the next question that I really want to know is, with the amount of transactions, what percentage of it is listing side of it versus the buying side of it? And I'm sure if it's more on the listing side, you have, you know, a buyer team or so forth that you refer them to, but that's still part of your production. So production altogether that put you on the charts, what percentage, and we'll start back here with Franco, what percentage is listing versus buying?
I would say for me, it's about 50-50. I think that I'm more of a buyer's agent, I think a lot of times, but when I look at my end production, I think it comes out to about 50-50 on a buy-sell transaction.
And do you generate most of that off the listing side of it though? Or are you primary listing that generates the other 50% of the buying side?
Well, considering that we're only 2 people,
Okay.
you know, we share the burden of going out and showing.
Right.
We have the ability to create a system between my sister and I about, you know, who goes when. I have kids, she doesn't, so it helps to blame the kids for like basketball. So she shows the later appointments.
Okay.
In general, we split the chores.
Okay. All right, back to you. Come on.
Last year was about 60-40, 60% buyers, 40% listings. This year is more 50-50. And what I've noticed is more listings you have, the more business you could take on with the same amount of revenue. So this year it's been 50-50. I'm trying to shoot a little bit more towards the listing side than the buyer side, because a lot of the buyer side is great. You get the referrals, but it takes a lot of your time, home inspections and everything else. So I'm trying to shift a little bit more towards the list. That's my strategy for this year, and so I pushed it up another percentage, and now we've got 50-50 this year. Last year it was 60-40, more buyers than sellers.
Right. Okay. And we're gonna get back to on the buying side, the ones who are more on the buying side. Like, what are you doing for lead source and generation as well? We'll get to those as well. What about?
Well, I've always been a buying agent. I mean, it's always been my strong point. I have a lender in my office, so it helps a lot. A good relationship for 10 years. But same thing, David Costa. Last year was probably 90 buyers, 10% listings.
Okay.
Went to the training, and it's going up to like 40, 60. But I got 3 assistants, so it does help. So, and I realized that those listings bring more buyers. So I'm becoming really good at listing. But buying is sort of part of my. I mean, I got a lot of buyers that just come back over and over and over and over. But now I got inventory to sell. So I double in a lot. So it has switched thanks to the training. So I'm becoming more on the listing side now than the buying side. But the buying is part of my company is really strong. Well, mine is well, it's just me right now and my girls, but I don't know what else. So, but it's really becoming more listings right now.
More listings. So more buying previously. Now you're transitioning to more listing side of it.
What's simpler, faster, and David say, hey, why do you know? I mean, you're right.
Yeah. Where's David at? We're gonna have to tell David. You know.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, you really
Yeah.
switched my thing. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It helps. It has to change.
Yeah. He's a great one to talk to.
So I was like, then talking to them, I'm like, oh boy, I'm on the right track.
Right.
It really is.
Yes. So thank you very much, Manny. Thank you. So Sarah.
Yes.
Your mom was out here for our annual business rally. If you guys don't know, her mom is Terry Rasner, who came out for the annual business rally, right? And unfortunately, she wasn't able to be here tonight, but it's kind of.
And in the office.
Yeah, is she? Okay. That's what she said about you last time,
Yeah.
when you got paid. But that being said, tell me about you guys' listing and buying side of it.
So we're really listing strong. And from that is where we developed our business originally, because we have tons of REO accounts. And what we developed out of that, we run our business a little bit differently. I also have 20 agents. What we do is put every single one of them on a rotation with our sign writers. So for like example, 3 of them were offered yesterday on just our specific, just yesterday within like 4 hours. So the buyer sides are, it's probably starting to be like 50-50 now, because they are starting to do double in the deals within the brokerage. So, whereas in the past it's been high listing side, probably 70-30, but now we're starting to see even out a little bit because they're selling our inventory personally.
So did you guys have the amount of agents that you did last year?
We actually have less.
You have less,
Yeah,
okay.
we've cut a lot of our agents out.
Uh-huh.
We cut a lot of dead weight. And we only want people who are producing, working. And so what we've done with them too is whatever their niche is, we've encouraged them to start their own teams. So by them really handling a lot of the business, it helps us to focus on the business, how to work it better, and develop some of our side businesses that we're doing as well within real estate. So I also have my own nonprofit. I have a business where I buy mobile homes and we put veterans or fixed income people into them. And also to your own book,
Yeah.
obviously. So it gives us the ability to manage and see what's going on with them, but they have their own teams now and they're working, whereas we don't have to have all that time dedicated to in the business.
Right. So do they also have their own listings that they're generating as well, the agents?
They do.
They do?
Yeah, we allow
Okay.
that as well.
Okay, so mostly though, you guys are primarily listing side of it,
Yeah.
feeding them by an agent
Yes.
leads. Excellent. Marshall?
Pretty much the same thing. We're heavy listing side, so we take a lot of listings. We do an immense amount of marketing. So we're 65% listing, 35% buy side. We have a very small buy team. We have 6 agents on the buy side. But the name of the game, we all know this in real estate, it's listings. And so if you want to get more control of your life, you've got to manage and control the listing inventory. Who in here would like to learn more about controlling more listings? Anyone?
Yeah.
Anyone? Write this down, guys. It's real simple. My coach told me this a long time ago. Number 1, just add more value. If you figure out a way to add more value to people's lives, you're going to get the listing. 2, market. Tell everyone in the world about it. Get on Facebook, social media, tell your friends, wear the shirt, like Jerry said. There's a million ways to do it, but just tell everyone about it. Prospecting. I grew up on a telephone. That's what I did, prospect all day long. I used to prospect 4 hours a day. Now I'm down to 2 hours a day. Just because I have a better source of leads now. Because I'm doing a lot of marketing. And the last thing, guys, is you gotta hustle. Anyone that tells you you don't, it's all about the hustle. You gotta work harder than anyone else out there. Anyone that gets into real estate and doesn't believe this, they're gonna get out of the business really quick. So those are the key things for me. That's what my coach told me a long time ago, and it's helped me a lot. So
Yeah.
that has value to you.
So we'll keep it at you because this next question kind of pertains to what you're leading into. And it deals with marketing expense, right?
Yes.
So percentage of what you would spend towards your marketing. So I think that's very huge. That and education, right? Putting back into your education. But let's stick with marketing. What do you actually spend, percentage-wise, let's assume, that of the revenue you generate that you put back into yourself for marketing?
So this is a great question. When I first started, who here knows Mike Ferry? Anyone? I grew up with Mike Ferry. That's all I knew. Literally, when I first started the business 17 years ago, I got thrown into a room with a telephone and a phone book. And I was the idiot that just sat there and called out of the phone book. I had no idea what I was doing. My coach just said, call, call, call. So I had never spent $1 on anything. I wouldn't put flyers, I wouldn't do anything. All I did was prospect. Recently, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I realized to leverage, and that was through advertising. So now I've been investing 20%. I don't spend, I invest 20% of my income on every single dollar I make into marketing. And now I'm religious about that. As I grow, when I hit $1 million, I was spending $200,000 a year on marketing. That's an immense amount of money, but it started off at $2,000 a month. It started off at $2,000, and now my goal is to get to $50,000 a month. So with that said, is you just got to keep on investing, and the key to it all, it's not the marketing. I don't care what platform if you do. If you do mailings, you do radio, you do TV, it's about the follow-up. Everything is about the follow-up and the consistency. You cannot stop. Whoever said that, who said the consistency? There you go. It's about that. You've got to stay committed because the first 18 months sucks. Takes all your money away. You lose everything, and having that courage to stay with it is hard. But I promise you, it'll pay off without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, so I think that's going to go feeding back into like the follow-up, dealing with our team building and what you guys type of teams you have and what type of information you have for follow-up too. So we'll get into that as well. But thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Sarah.
We have a set marketing amount per month. It's about $3,500 right now, but we hired a PR person, so she is putting us where we need to be. Whether it's in the local newspapers, if there's events, if there's, awards she finds out about that we need to like apply for, so we're recognized. Again, it's just being everywhere, being consistent. Joining boards, be everywhere, be part of your community. With our nonprofit, it's really had a big turnaround too, because we get referrals from people who have needs that are unmet from past clients, and then those clients, who we've helped become now, referrals for homes or mobile homes. So it's be there, be everywhere.
So the PR, the person that you've hired, is that part of your $3,500 expense?
Yes, it is.
So you pay her out of that $3,500, and then whatever's left over out of that, she's allotting on where you guys should be spending that for marketing.
Correct. And she does, we have a built-up SEO that she does, now it's getting organic, but, the money has to go in. Like you said, it sucks for a while because you don't see anything. You're like, where are the results? Where are the results?
Right.
But you feed them more money into it. Every month, she's like, should we be doing this? And she's like, yes, you need to up the budget. Okay, here we go.
Yes.
It takes money to make money.
So I wanna ask you another question, and we'll have everybody address that too. But so where are you spending most of your money then for marketing? And is it in lead generation? Is it in advertisement? Where is it at?
SEO, with lead generation, different systems. Our agents have a different, different niches, so we'll feed into that. Like we have certain ones who are like the condo king, so it goes there. Or some of them are specifically just buyer's agents, they're getting buyer leads, so we're
So
doing all
online marketing.
Online.
So SEO is a keyword for keywords that you guys will buy that people trigger online and so forth.
Yes.
So you guys are spending money on SEO then, is where you're doing it.
We also do print media because for the manufactured housing side, that clientele demographic is really reading what's called in our area the big nickel. And you'd never think it goes over that well, but it's $1,200 a month, and that generates so much business. And through manufactured housing, those are move-up buyers as well. So they'll sell their homes, then they're ready to have a real house because they've generated the equity in their home.
So 242 transactions, and they spend most of their stuff on SEO. Marshall, real quick, going back to you, where are you spending your 20%? What type of marketing are you
I
doing?
spend it everywhere, to be honest.
Majority.
Majority is radio. Majority is radio. But you guys, I'm at a different level than some people, and I get that. But you guys, I want to be straight with you. You can start anywhere. Like I say that, I started off with $2,000 a month, and like Sarah saying, at 35. It doesn't matter what level you're at. Just pick a medium that you want. If it's print, if it's online, if it's Facebook, if it's social, it doesn't matter. Just stick to a medium and stay there. I used to do postcards. I started off with postcards, $1,000 a month, and I just picked an area and I farmed it. And then I follow up with phone calls, and I follow up with phone calls because I am really frugal when it comes to spending my money. Anyways, I don't spend it, I invest it. And so
That's a good way to put
I'm
it.
trying to reframe my thought process on this. And it doesn't matter what you do, and I want to be very clear on that. I spend an immense amount of money, and I get that, but it's just I'm at a different level. 5 years ago, I would freak out with $1,000 a month on anything. I still count the pins in my office. That's how frugal I am. But you guys just get whatever you guys want to do and take that medium and go after it. If it's condos, if it's buyers, whatever it is. But just go after it relentlessly. Do not give up on it and just stay committed to that. And I promise you'll be successful. You will be successful.
Yeah, you said it earlier, stay consistent. That follow-up and being consistent is key and to get you that next level of keep on reinvesting more.
It's relentlessly committed to whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Just remember that. Be relentlessly committed. Not just committed, not half-assed, be relentlessly committed.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Ryan. Manny, what about you? How much percentage are you spending on marketing and where are you spending it at?
Like I said, I was in buying it, so I needed advertising. So there's one magazine that for the last 4 years, I've been an inside cover, and I don't let it go. It's been $1,000 for that magazine. And I always get 3 or 4 good leads every single month. It's funny because the magazine is so silly, it's called Telechismes.
What's it called?
Telechismes. People pick it up on their product.
Have you guys heard of that one? Yes?
Chismes. Who doesn't like gossip? So guess what? Latinos like gossip. So.
Can we see your ad?
And as soon as they pull up, hey, guess what? I'm on the front.
All right. So that's $1,000 a month?
Every month.
Every month.
Obviously, my brand's Quieres Casa, so like, who doesn't want a casa? No, Quieres Casa. It's funny, my building's bright yellow too. My building's bright yellow. Oh, you can't miss it.
Yeah.
So I've been doing Quieres Casa for so long. It's funny, this magazine, because I tried quite a few, is the only one that every single month, 4 or 5 good leads. People go, hey, I want a house. Lead it. Da da da. Every single one.
Yeah.
I tried radio, and the only station that really did well was Latino. But the girl that was doing my advertisement got fired. So I dropped her. Really? Because she's another radio station, but I'm about to leave her. Because I'm about to go back to radio next year. But her voice was so crispy, and this love was, hey, this casa, oh, marito. It was so cute. Hey, I heard you in the radio. That's right. So it went out. So I spent $1,000 and radio. I'm probably go back to radio. That back then was almost, it was a contract. It was like $6,000 for 3 months, which I spent. And then I do a lot. I'm very involved with the community. I'm everywhere. So quarterly, I spend about $2,000. I do Reinas Patrias. I mean, bringing Guadalupe events. I mean, I'm there. I'm there. Matter of fact, I got a bunch of T-shirts that says I sell real estate. Period. Right in front. How obvious can you get?
Yeah.
That's it. So every rent, guess what? I mean, Gloria was it. We went to the Guadalupe, we got a bunch of leads. We went to the Vegas Patrick, we got a bunch of leads. So I'm working in the community. There's a quinceañera, it's funny, I was talking to them. Some people have a database of birthdays, I have a database of quinceañeras.
Right.
I'm the padrino of every quinceañera that let me do. This is my client, I'm the padrino. Hello? 200 relatives, right?
Yeah.
So, and see, back in 05, my brother, you know, we make a lot of money, you silly stuff. I bought a limo back then, we still have it. So we do a lot of promotions with the limo too. As a matter of fact, Jesuit school, I donated 6 hours of free limo. It's my limo, gas and whatever. But I'm not going to be there for the whole event. I just did it with the IB program at Intercom, my daughter's school. It's got 4 hours of limo, I'll be there. Couple of nonprofits, Peruvian Club, the Ecuadorian Club, same thing, but I'm involved in the community. I'm really there. So that's my market, but I spend, and like I say, I invest. So I do it religiously, every month. 4 years, no matter what. It doesn't, I don't lose that spot.
Thank you so much. Michael, what about you? So what percentage are you spending and where are you spending that?
So I'm spending about 15% of the revenue, and as we say, reinvesting. What I've been doing lately was I was doing a lot of the e-flyers, reaching out to other brokerage, but now I'm focusing my money more towards social media. Because who's not on Facebook 24/7 or at least half the time just to see cheese list, right? So I'm starting to focus a little bit more towards that. I haven't seen any results as of yet, but I'm really optimistic that it's probably going to get there soon because it's going to, you know, you have to invest a little bit and wait it out a little bit. So I just started that probably 60 days ago. And so I haven't really seen any results, but I'm real optimistic on it.
Excellent. All right. And then Franco, you and your sister.
We do about 7 to 8%. We're in Chaleco, which is another Hispanic periodical. Yeah, that touches the Hispanic community, the Hispanic market for us. We do a lot of word of mouth as well. We're out in the community on a few boards aside from SAR.
Yeah.
Some school boards, some local schools, La Familia Counseling Center. Many of you might know my mom started, I'm on that board.
Yeah.
I think the idea that Marshall was talking about is being out there and having your face. Oh yeah, I remember that person. Oh, I saw you here. Oh yeah, oh yeah, we talked over breakfast.
Right. So what would be your number one, if you do like have a number one that you are spending money on? You know, I know being in community is huge and so forth, but where are you spending money?
Basically, I guess it would come to when we get listings.
Sorry.
Yeah, when we get listings, we put them in the local periodicals.
Okay.
Inside, and then they have Carmichael, Lamb Park, down Midtown. They have all of those. We invest in that when we have listings.
And that's generating a lot of buyer leads from that?
Yeah,
As well.
it generates people, phone calls. I mean, that's mainly what we're looking for is phone calls. When your phone rings and it's someone on the other line that is either interested in your listing or interested in selling,
Yeah.
obviously that's where the bread and butter is.
Okay. So, yes, Marshall?
Just to piggyback, I think what you're trying to get from this,
Yes.
on every stage of marketing, the easiest to get into marketing is, first is print. The easiest and cheapest, postcards, magazines. Second is radio. That's going to be your second level. Third level is TV, and then fourth level is billboards. I mean, that's just the way the levels of marketing go. From when I study this a lot, each level takes another set of courage and commitment. Facebook is phenomenal. Your return's going to be about 4 months. You go to radio, 6 months conversion. TV is about 3 months, and it just goes on and on from there, and it expands. It expands. But the courage and the money it takes to get there is insane. You really got to stay committed to it. Pick a budget. Don't overcommit or over leverage yourself. But pick a budget. Stay committed to it for a long time. Build your career on that. You notice everyone on this panel's got a budget of 10%, 5%, 3%, whatever the budget is, it doesn't matter. But pick that budget, and it's almost like, first, pay your marketing budget. Second, pay the IRS. Third, pay your employees. Fourth, pay yourself. There's a lot of months I didn't take a paycheck because I was trying to make sure that everyone else was getting paid. Then I paid the marketing, and then I paid the IRS. And some people say pay the IRS first, but it's at 4%, so I always pay them third. But that's a whole other story. But the point is just make sure you get that budget, and I think that's what you're trying to go for. Is what levels
Absolutely.
you want to go to what
Yes.
medium, because each medium has a different return and a different cost.
And I think the most important thing that I've heard from all of you and that I've heard from masterminding with other people as well is that you have to reinvest in marketing, right? If you don't have a marketing budget and you're not reinvesting, you're going to be hustling, spinning your wheels, and you're going to go dry. So you have to make sure, like I've heard each and every one of you say, is that you take that percentage from your revenue and you put it aside for your marketing budget. And whether you have a PR that actually does it, or you're going to actually put it in a magazine, or you're actually going to go ahead and do it through social media, you have to be able to have some type of marketing budget that you put aside and that you reinvest into your career just like you do it with education. And I think that's the biggest thing that I want to make sure that we all take from that as well. And that's something that I learned as well over the years with masterminding with top producing agents. I wasn't doing that initially, right? I was going out there and I was hustling because I'm a hustler, but I was just hustling and I was spinning my wheels and I was getting tired, and eventually I'm like, man, I'm not going to be able to do this for much longer. But once I started to reinvest in marketing and education and started building a team, which we'll get into, I've been able to have a breather and be able to relax and be able to see that revenue and that income still be able to increase as well. So that's kind of where we're going at.
And that's an important thing that Gil's talking about. The most important thing to invest in is yourself. Literally, I mean, before the marketing, before everything else, invest in yourself, educate, get involved with organizations like NAHREP. NAHREP took my business to a whole nother level. Fannie Mae really kicked my butt and really taught me how to treat it as a business. Invest in yourself and then going from the next level from there is key.
Perfect. Excellent. So that brings us to our next question. I think, Michael, you already addressed a little bit on it because you're doing with Facebook, but social media avenue. Marsha, I heard you talk about 4 things a second ago about number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, what they invested in order, but I didn't hear social media avenues. And social media seems to be the trend that's going along these days. So if you can, I'll go ahead and start with Franco. Are you actually out there on
Not a
social
good
media?
person to start with.
But I still have you. I see you on social media. So, are you guys doing anything with social media?
Outside of our website, I don't have a Facebook account, a Twitter account, nothing. It's all.
I love you.
It's all me going out and talking to people. That's basically it, and getting to know people, and maybe they have a friend or something like that.
So no social media, nothing.
No,
What about your sister?
I've been chided by everyone. You have to get on Facebook. You have to get on this and that.
Does he have to get on Facebook, guys? Social media?
Everyone tells me that. Yeah.
Okay.
And probably in 2016 I will, because I'll probably have a president-elect page.
I'm going to hold you accountable to that.
But yeah, at some point in time in 2016 I will.
Okay, I'm going to hold you accountable to that. Manny, what about you? Are you guys doing stuff on social media?
Yeah. Maybe I'm old school, but about 3-4 years ago, my daughter, Lori, Daddy, you have to be on Facebook. I'm like, why? You just gotta be. My wife calls it chismográfico, Everybody's in there. So I got an account because of my daughter, and sure enough, a lot of people that haven't seen me in years, or people that I know, started finding me. I'm like, okay. Then they always, my daughters on my page, real estate. Hey, I didn't know you saw real estate. It's funny, I've been doing it for 10 years. Like, these people I haven't seen in a while, like, now I connect. Facebook's amazing. I got relatives in Ecuador, I don't know how relatives, and I'm like, wow, you're my relative. But to make sure it does work.
So are you, do you have just a personal Facebook page, or do you also have a business page, or you operate?
I have a personal page, I do some stuff. About 6 months I got a Twitter account because my daughter gave. I just got Instagram. And it's funny because she got me into the bus and said, okay, you're my social media director. So actually she is, I'm gonna hire her after this 16 that we gotta finish. And she's okay, I'll pay you, but you're gonna have to put in stuff. And I went to a training to Remax, and like, they had a hub suite, something like that, that connects everything.
Yeah.
So she set it up already. Yeah, my daughter just set it up. I mean, kid, she's barely 16, she just set it up, all this stuff. Okay, now, what? Daddy, just give me stuff, okay? I don't know, you figure it out, I'll pay you. But it does work. I have quite a few leads out of Facebook. I've done quite a few deals out of Mexico out of Facebook, actually. I mean, I go to Mexico on and off, and you get through Facebook. So it does work. It's almost like being in a huge bar. Everywhere is there. And then you will see me a lot of coming here and there, but people are there. And whether we like it or not, the millennials, that's their thing. And my daughter and all those young folks, because I just turned 50, I'm like, they love Twitter, they love Instagram. So guess what? I got Facebook, Instagram, and stuff.
So you're gonna,
my daughter's gonna have it. But it does.
you're gonna add her to your marketing expense,
Oh,
right?
she's already there.
$20 an hour, right?
She's already there, trust me.
Yeah,
Sometimes
right?
you,
$20 an hour.
$4,500 you can pay off your kids. I don't know my company.
There you go.
I
Perfect.
got 2 of them.
So Sarah, what about you and your mom?
Well, ours went through a kind of trial and error because we hired a social media director to come in and train our agents, and the majority of them are over 50, so they struggled immensely with it. You know, like we set it up the same thing with Hootsuite because it goes to all Facebook, Instagram.
How do you spell that?
Hoot. There's a little owl.
Okay, Hootsuite.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hootsuite. And it's awesome, and it can be an amazing tool, but we made them social media manuals with all their passwords in it so they could know like their usernames, everything. And it bombed and failed with them because they didn't grow up with it and they couldn't do it, and they didn't invest the time into it, and so it became worthless to have everybody individually trained. So we have a page for the company, and then Terry and I have one, and then for our several companies, we have one individually, so they can go all to those different ones.
So where do you generate some, so outside the brokerage one, more of the personal one where you guys are generating stuff, how is that happening and how's that going and what are you generating from there?
It's not high.
Okay.
We had our PR girl handling the dreams page and everything, and letting people know, like doing posts and the generic thing, the time's changing. Now it's organically creating more views and likes and all of that, but it wasn't really it's not an effective tool for us for the real estate. Personally, I see a lot more come out of it. There are a lot more referrals, people tag me in there, oh, I need to sell my house. And I'm like, oh, Sarah Carmona's a realtor. So that is more beneficial when your personal one, you manage it obviously professionally, or at least, people like to see you sharing your life, out in the community, kids, weddings, So a lot of that has been a good thing, but for the business, it hasn't been.
So great branding, it sounds like, within your community, right? People know who you are, what you're doing, that you are a real estate practitioner, and if somebody says, hey, somebody knows somebody, oh
Like
yeah,
for
Sarah.
people of my age,
Yeah.
it's because I'm 32, and right now people are buying, starting families and everything, so it's the key age. The majority of my sales are from my sphere of influence.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And if you don't mind me sharing, you're 32 and you are expecting.
I am.
Correct, she's expecting in 2 months. Let's do it around the clock. Marshall, so social media, what are you using, what's working, and what do you prefer?
Social media is great for what Sarah's saying, in my opinion, for what Sarah's saying. For social branding, great. If you try to sell on social media, it's a kiss of death. So it's great to, in my opinion, once again, I spent a lot of money on professionals giving opinions and trying to do all this stuff. And don't get me wrong, on every single social media site, but I don't do a lot of pushing on it. The where you guys want to make money on is social proofing. Who here has knows about Zillow, Trulia, Google, all that, right? Everyone, right? Who has more than 20 reviews on any one of those sites? Guys, you guys got to start working on this. You guys want more business? Start social proofing yourself on Trulia, Zillow. Google is a phenomenal one. It's the most powerful network out there. We all know it. If you don't have 20 Google reviews, get them. Ask your friends, your family, everyone. That's how you get validated by your community. And once you get the validation from your community, then it's easy for the branding part. But it's the easiest way, and it's dirt cheap, guys. It's easy. Just get Zillow, Trulia, and Google Plus to get your validations, and it'll be wonders for you. We get probably almost 8% of our business from just social proofing.
Wow, that's huge. So not through Facebook necessarily, but through Zillow, Trulia, and Google Plus, you're getting your reviews. You're actually getting more recognition by getting more of your reviews. Is that what's happening?
Yes, it's all about social proof. You know, so everyone wants to know that you're good, and they're going to go to the reviews to say, hey, Gil is awesome. Gil is the man. Gil did this. Gil helped us out. So, and they want to hear about it, because if you sit there and say how great you are, we got another listing, they're going to be like, unfriend, unfriend, unfriend. But if you go in there, and everyone else in your community is saying how rad you are, and it's so easy. Just tell your friends and family that helps you, that knows you, and tell them about you and get your reviews in there. Does anyone in this room have more than 20 reviews on any platform? Guys, I'm telling you, there you go. Does it help you?
We only have one in the audience.
Does it help you? Immensely, right? Immensely. I learned this about 2 years ago, and it blew my business up. It just blew it up, because now all the other platforms are hearing about you, and they're going, oh my God, you know, Sally said you're amazing. That's the reason I called. I'm just going to tell you guys, that's the easiest and cheapest way to increase your business right now.
Wow. So that's some great information, which brings me to the next question, and it deals with prospecting, right? So we got all this lead generation, we got all this social media, we got our listings with writers that are generating tons of leads. Dealing with prospecting, because I've spoken to so many agents that don't spend barely any time prospecting and follow-ups, as you were mentioning earlier. So brings me to the next question, Matt. I'll have you start off. How much time a day? You know, you heard Jerry earlier talk about, I think it was about 120 minutes or something like that. He was mentioning in regards to prospecting. How much time a day do you actually spend prospecting?
It's funny because since I love this stuff, I'm always prospecting, but I really, late in the evening, I really get about to see, I don't wait for business to come to me. I sort of create the business. I'm always in the middle of good deals. I have investors or buyers. And I'll tell them, dude, you just gotta come right now, we got this house now. And then all the previous clients that we have, probably like 400 or 500, that we're going back that we sold 2-3 years ago. Nancy, she actually works for the lender, was there in our office. She's doing all this follow-through, calling every single. So let's say, Manny, I got somebody else that come in at one time, boom, and she'll get me. So I really got Nancy right now doing all the prospecting for me. I mean, she goes there 11, she gives us 7 pretty much every day. But as far as me, towards the afternoon, after 6, I'll be probably on the phone an hour and a half, just calling people left and right, on comments that I see here and there. Yeah, but I'm always looking for a deal. I'm always looking for stuff. I just found one right now, called 3 guys, all put 3 offers. They're bidding on it. Okay, one of them's gonna get it. And
So,
it's a sweet deal, but I prospected.
Time. If you give
In
like a
afternoon,
time.
about an hour and a half, and it's every day.
At least an hour and a half
Oh yeah,
daily.
6 to 7 is pretty much everything dies out for me, so like I'm kind of bored. I'm like, yeah, I need to call people. Yeah, I'm like hyper.
Yes.
I mean, I don't need, I'm really like,
Yeah.
I need to call somebody, I'm bored. So I get on the phone, like, hey, what's going on? Hey, dude, what? So I'm always like, oh, is that it? See, yeah, an hour and a half every day.
Okay.
And on Sundays, it's funny because my wife gets pissed off. It's Sunday. Oh, Sunday, okay, we just went to church, get back. So where you going? Just in a van. I can take water with me. Like I can take Lori. So I'm always in an event here and there every Sunday. There's always stuff going on in Sacramento, trust me.
Yeah,
You just
right.
gotta get out there. So I'm prospecting old school, face to face.
Yeah.
I'm really, hey, how you been? Long time to see, how's it going? No? Oh. What I'm saying is like Sundays from afternoon, that's when I really get face to face here or there. I go to a lot to Celito Lindo, Mayagüez, and there's always somebody out there hanging out. And so that's my thing. In the afternoons, around 6, but I'm like an hour around solid every day.
Perfect. Michael, what about you?
Same, yeah, about 1.5 hours or so, depending on my time of the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least an hour and a half solid.
So, two-part question. So, how many times, how much time are you spending prospecting? But also, describe like your day. I mean, a lot of people talk about, they get up and they either go work out or they eat healthy and then they do a role playing. Then they go to prospecting. Describe your day as well, from the time that you get up, getting ready for work, to the time that you pretty much shut down.
Wake up, get ready. I usually get to the office around 9, answer emails. That takes about 30 to 40 minutes, and then check on my escrows from that point forward, see what's going on, what do I need to address, and then after that, I covered that responsibility, and then I spent that hour and a half or so prospecting. Now sometimes I'll fuel calls in between those times, and that creates new business or new lead generation. Oh, I have a cousin who wants to buy, here's their phone number, great. I stop everything and I call that person immediately, because a warm lead is the best lead, because they've already given you the introduction. You just have to walk through the door.
Right.
And so any time during the day, if I get a warm lead, everything has to stop and just address it. Hey, I know you're looking for a house. I'm in the middle of something. Can I call you back in an hour? Or what's the best time to call you at? And then get that appointment so I can spend that time with that person, 15, 20, 30 minutes, explain to them either if they're selling or if they're buying, how to get pre-approved and all that stuff. Really, I think what to take from that is you're always prospecting. It doesn't matter where you're at. It could be in the grocery store, it could be anywhere. But take the time to address every lead and follow up with that lead, so that way you're not letting that lead go away to the next person.
Got it. Okay, great. Thank you. Rachel, what about you and sister? I know you shut down at 5, you got kids and you leave it off interactive, but what about your mornings when you get up, and how much are you spending on prospecting?
Well, as far as time frame goes, I really hold dear my sphere of influence. As others have said, that's your core. That's the people that you go to, the people that have referred you over and over again. I have about 80 people in that sphere. And I take them out to lunch. I take everyone out to lunch and talk with them just on the basis of what's going on with the family, what's happening, anything new. And invariably...
That's your A people? Like
8.
You're 80,
Yeah.
but you're 8 people like
Yeah, the 8
earlier?
people, like Jared was speaking of. And invariably through a course of, and honestly, I take probably 3 to 4 lunches a week with those people and just talk to them about their life, their jobs, what's happening in family, and invariably you get, invariably they have a family friend, coworker, that, hey, I remember, yeah, okay, and they hand you a phone number, hand you an email, and I tell them, just let them know that I'll be calling them, and I've got plenty of business doing that.
So a lot of face-to-face prospecting,
Yeah.
right? So not much on the phone, within like 2-3 hours on the phone, calling your sphere of influence and nothing like that.
Well, what Marshall was saying, I don't know if everyone knows what a phone book is, but when he was in there, the idea is that, I'm more personal. With my sphere of influence, I do 3 trips a year that I take them to like a river cascading with the suite. I take them to Napa Valley in a bus. I do things such as that to show them that, hey, you know what, I really value your relationship.
So would you say a lot of your business is, the percentage of it is probably what, referral based then?
Yes.
I mean, it sounds like it's a lot of referral based,
Very
right? Not much marketing expenses, not much prospecting, new prospecting, but mostly your 80 sphere of influence, taking care of those which got you to, be on the top 250.
Right.
Okay, that's a different, Sarah,
I have a
yes.
little thing to add too. And
Yes.
with a lot of our agents, they don't just work in real estate, like traditional real estate, selling, buyers and sellers. We have agents who also are into like BPOs and stuff. And so when we get leads with that, we encourage them, here's a new list that we've gotten from, a mastermind group we're with. Go in, apply with these companies. It's another source of income. So it's not just, we have agents who make $70,000 a year just doing BPOs. And, they start at, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and they're done by 5, like a traditional job. So, I mean, that's another form of income, and we're always trying to have our agents look for things like that as well.
Okay. And do you do much prospecting yourself?
Mhm.
You know, and with your
With my sphere of influence directly,
Okay.
absolutely. If we get a tip on a new company, you know, to work with referrals and things like that, we're automatically putting our package together, finding out who we need to call, talk, hey, you know, I have all this experience, let me sell me to you real quick.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a different form of prospecting, but
So do
absolutely
you
business.
actually allot any time within your day to say, hey, you know what, I'm blocking this off.
Every
In
day.
this hour or hour and a half, I'm just gonna go ahead and reach out to the spirit influence.
Every day.
Every day.
Yeah, even if it's, you know, one of our friends, whatever. I found a house, it's in my neighborhood, I'd love for you to live on it.
Right.
You
Yes.
know, whatever, absolutely.
Perfect. Marshall, what about you? So much prospecting, I mean, with 403 transactions, I'm assuming you have to do quite a bit of prospecting too, right?
Yeah, it's all about the lead follow-up. It doesn't matter how much prospect or how many leads you're getting in, it's all about the lead follow-up. So, yeah, my schedule's pretty stringent. I wake up at 5:45 every day, I'm in the office by 7 o'clock, work out, and then I meet with the staff at 8 o'clock from 9 to 11. I'm prospecting, so I prospect 2 hours every day.
Yourself, on the
Yes.
phones.
Yeah, everyone on my team prospects.
Okay.
Yes, you can't be on my team without making a minimum of 10 contacts a day. It used to be 20, but they couldn't handle it, so. But I'm old school, you know, like I said, I grew up on the phone, so I've always, you know, made contacts, and it's always been, you know, engraved in me, that's what we gotta do. Face to face, we all know that's better, it's just I don't have the time, to make as many contacts as I need to for the volume I want to, create. But it's all about what you guys wanna do, guys, it really is. But if you are committing to at least, like Jerry said, 2 hours every day to learn how to prospect, to make connections, our business is so damn simple, man. We just got to talk to people, connect with people, and then help them. That's it. Add value to their lives. But don't be out there being afraid not to tell them what you do and how you can help them. It's a very easy business, but we're so damn scared to go out there and meet new people. And you know, the sphere of influence is great, but you know, how long does it take you to get your 80 people? I mean, that's a long time. You know, so it's great that you got your sphere of influence with our friends. That's phenomenal. But if you want to grow and you want to have a good family and create that legacy for your family, start talking to new people. That's it. Social media, whatever it is, you know, you go up in home and job, you talk to everyone. You talk to everyone. So I'm not quite like that. I'm pretty much in the office, and you know, then I go home around 4 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock every day. Never
4 or 5 o'clock.
Never work weekends. Haven't worked a weekend in my life.
Yes.
I mean, literally, I've done one open house in my entire career, guys.
Now, when you first started, you were working weekends,
No,
hustling?
never,
No?
never.
Okay. So just Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday,
Excellent.
never. I've done one open house in my entire. I know. I actually did 2. Yeah, I did another one. Just because it was a good friend of mine. I said I'd be there. But no, I don't do it.
So you always have him for all the weekends? He's always free? Yes?
Yeah.
So it brings me to my next question. And this is very true to myself, and this is where I've been struggling at as well as we get to a certain level of production. And you were talking a little bit about it as well, and I know you guys, all 5 of you talked about it, is the team structure, right? Building the team. So now we talked about what you do to get to that level, what type of marketing, what type of prospecting, what social media, what are you spending on marketing or investing on marketing. Now you're starting to generate a lot of transactions, right? You're getting up to that 30, 40, 50 transactions, 242 to 403, I can't even imagine. But what type of team, at what point did you actually decide, you know what, we need to start getting assistants and hiring a team? And in addition to that, what type of people did you bring onto your team first? And how many people do you have on your team? And how is it structured as well? So if you could kind of emphasize on those 3 or 4 things with your team, and I'll go ahead and start off with you, Marshall, as well, because we're just left there.
Okay. It was really easy for me. Like I said, my coach told me to hire an assistant, so I did. You know, I was.
At what stage?
I was 21 years old. I just started a business.
Transaction-wise?
8 deals.
8 deals.
Yeah, I had 8 deals. And, he just told me to get a coach, and so I did. You know, and who was it down here that heard from Leo that if you want the assistant, if you don't have an assistant, you are the assistant? That's what my coach told me, and I was just like, okay, well, I guess I'll get an assistant. So I didn't have a clue what I was doing, didn't know how to hire anyone, didn't know how to become a leader. It took me almost 2 decades to become a leader. Still working at it. But it's something that you always, if you want to grow your business, you got to realize if you aren't if you don't have an assistant, you are the assistant. So the first thing I did was, make sure that you have a good assistant, and now we've got a really strong team. I'm a real lean fighting machine. I don't have a lot of, like you said, dead weight. It's everyone on my team. There's no one on my team that, if you don't do 3 deals, you're out. I mean, literally, 3 deals a month.
So how many people do you have on your team now?
I've got 6 buyer's agents and 6 staff, including myself.
Staff that don't do like lead generation, just help process and like personal assistant staff?
Yeah, just,
Okay.
A listing coordinator, marketing director, myself, a runner, and then 2 admin.
And 2 admin. And you said 2 listing specialists?
Yeah, me and my, yeah, me
Okay.
and Katrina, yes.
And then 6 buying agents?
6 buying agents, yes.
6 buying agents. So you guys are like heavy on the buying side of it. And so between you and the other 2 listing agents, you guys handle all the listings
Every listing.
for your team,
Yes.
right? And then all the buying, you guys don't deal with buyings, or the other 2 listing people don't deal with any of the buyers. You turn them over to all 6 of your buyers agents.
Yeah, we're real stringent about that. The buy side just handles buying. If they get a listing, they give it over to the list side. And if we get buyers, it all goes to them.
So your buyers agents, if they have somebody that wants to list or anything like that, is that their listing, or is that the team's listing that goes to you?
It's all the team. Everything's under the team.
Everything's under the team.
It's a true team concept. There's nothing. I mean, if you hear you read Gary Keller's book.
Yeah.
It's exactly ran like that.
Okay. So out of your buyers agents that you have, do you have any inside sales agents as well?
I don't have any direct inside salespeople. I'm hiring 2 ISAs. I've tried it in the past. I've failed every single time. I'm a bad coach in this. And so but everyone prospects. So every single time we get a lead in, within 5 minutes we make a contact with that lead because it's a hot lead. We don't want to let go of that. A seller lead never gets off the phone without someone contacting them right then and there. So I don't care where I'm at, what I'm doing. If I get a seller lead, I take that call no matter what. If I'm with a client, I'll be like, I'm sorry, Sarah. I'll take this call.
Right.
Because it's your hottest lead source right there by all means.
Right. So your buyer agents, right, when they produce transactions, everything's going underneath the team name. Same on the listing side of it. Do you require your listing agents to also do the 2 hours a day prospecting as well?
No, it's just she doesn't do crap. No, I'm just kidding. No, she runs all that show, but no, I pretty much do. Just recently, I had Josh, and he was doing it all by himself, to be honest with you, and he got overwhelmed with it, so he went on the buy side. So I've been taking that over probably about 8 months ago, and just trying to increase the ROI. The conversion rate's gone up to 87% now. So
Wow. That's pretty high.
Yeah.
So how do you require them to be there all day long as well, or are they only there for half day, or what's your requirement or expectation of your buyer's agents?
Everyone that's on my payroll's got to be there 8 to 5, and then if they want to make extra money or do anything else, they can work extra hours, obviously. But anyone that's on my payroll is 8 to 5. The buyer's agents that are strict 1099s, they have to be there from 9 to 11 prospecting, and then from there on out, they can do,
In prospecting your database that you have, new lead generations, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They could be prospecting their sphere of influence as well, that goes to the team?
Absolutely.
As well?
Yeah, everything goes to the team. That's part of the team concept.
Okay.
But yeah, so if they prospect and they're getting all their leads are warm leads.
Right.
And so everything that's coming in, so they're just calling out those leads, but they got to make sure that they put the 2 hours in, because otherwise it's all about the lead follow-up. And if we don't follow up on those leads, it doesn't matter.
Right.
So you've got to convert those leads.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Sarah, what about you and your mom? Tell me about your guys' team structure.
We started with, which we got a second bidder, 35 files, 40, when we decided we needed a transaction coordinator and a buyer's agent.
How many?
45.
Okay.
And so we brought 2 on, then that grew to 8. We had an IT person and a receptionist, and then 2 BPO people, because we were really REO heavy at that time. It was about 7, 8 years ago.
Okay.
From there, we started our own company. And then we went to 50 agents we had, and then on our team, we had about 10. We dialed everything back so we could have control of all 20 lead-ins that we have now.
So all 20 agents that you have now are part of the true team
Part of-
concept?
Yeah, Dreams Real Estate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still have individual agents?
I have individual agents. And so then we also have the manufactured housing side as well. Some of my agents are dual licensed. So I never want them to not have an avenue of income. So that's why we coach, we do BPO training, short sales training, whatever niche they want to be a part of, we help them to get there as well. So now we're really kind of changing. because we're letting our teams who we once had, and this is kind of started just this year, so we're transitioning again. The teams that we had, our buyers agents are creating their own teams now, so they have people who they're mentoring underneath them, making income off of them as we make income off of them as well.
So do those buyer agents that you have, even the ones that are starting the team, is all that production as well going under the team name as well?
Not now.
Not now.
Yeah, we've transitioned kind of out of that because we have our side businesses that are happening. So we're really focusing on our agents.
Okay.
So they are producing
In their own names?
in their own names.
Okay.
Yeah.
And kind of spinning them out to start their own team of what you guys had structured?
Yes.
Okay.
So they learned, we mentored them, and they have to come to us. We don't hire new agents. Terry and I scrub everybody that comes through that door because if they're not going to fit our culture and our concepts, we don't want them there.
Right.
And they might be a great person, but if they don't have the same values and everything that you need to be successful, you can't have it there. Like,
Right.
we interviewed a gal the other day, and she's like, "Okay, I gotta go. I have a modeling job." I'm like, "No, it's just not happening." I mean, it's already like having a full-time adult daycare.
Yeah.
I mean, because we have an open door policy as well, so people are constantly coming in our office. They can text Terry and I, email us. Anything they need, we want to be that resource for them because we never want somebody feeling alone
Right.
or like they don't have answers to their situation ever. So with the team building individually, and I also have the same concept for the manufactured housing. So our agents are building teams through there. And so with what we've created, and now it's spreading.
Right.
And it's awesome to see because now it gives us time to work on, my mobile home business where we're putting fixed income people, my nonprofit. We've donated $350,000 since 2009 to
Nice.
charities in the area and individuals as well. It started, we really wanted to meet unmet needs in the community, and it started with one of our agents who lost her son. He died, he was in Canada. She couldn't afford to bring his body back over international lines, and so we paid for it, we helped pay for it. And when we took it to our accountant, she was like, "Oh, that's sweet, you can write $25 off of that." We were like, "Excuse me?" Several thousand.
Right.
So we hired a consultant from Harvard who helped us get our nonprofit, our 501(c) up and going. Like within 2 years we had it, and now we get to meet those unmet needs. We've paid for braces for kids with stutters, books for kids at the universities. We can submit applications online. So
And you guys market that through your community as well, right? They know what Dream Realty does within your community. She
it's
gets back to
called
the
the
community.
Dreams Foundation, and Terry and I personally give 10% of everything we make to fund that, and it's directly passed through to our community.
I love it. Yeah, thank you.
So
That's nice.
our team's going.
So I really appreciate it. I would love to give you guys the opportunity to address your team structure. I already know kind of what yours is as well, but we've kind of run out of time, and we want to be able to have an intermission real quick before we move on to the 53 million and one. So at this time, we have a little gift for all 5 of you for participating, coming out and spending the evening with us, and also for making the top 250. And so on behalf of NAHREP Greater Sacramento, we have a plaque that we'd like to present to you. And you see if you want to come help me real quick. All right. Making a lot of feedback there. Am I still turned on? All right, if we could go ahead. And so this plaque is on behalf of NAHREP Greater Sacramento. It's an award of excellence presented to you guys as an individual in recognition of outstanding 2014 sales production, earning you the distinguishing as one of the top 250 Latino agents within the United States. So we really want to appreciate you guys coming out here. Thank you for sharing your stories. And I want to encourage you guys are all going to stick around to see the 53 million one besides Franco because he has to catch a flight. But then after that, we have our reception and mixer where you guys will be able to meet them individually, exchange some business cards, and you'll be able to follow up with them and do your own masterminding with them as well. So this first award is going to go to Marshall. Thank you so much, Marshall. So it's going to go to Manny. Thank you so much, Manny. I'll give this one to Franco since he's close to me. We have Michael Sandoval. And Sarah as well. So I just wanted to end it and wrap it up and let you guys know that hopefully you guys took lots of notes. I hope that you guys really enjoyed everything that you heard from Jerry in the very beginning, everything that you heard from them. I think the biggest thing that I've been able to get out of NAHREP and my involvement in the last 3 to 4 years is the ability that I have to be able to meet people within my industry like them, from Reno or from Florida or across the U.S., even from our local market as well. And a lot of times you run into people that don't really want to share their stories and their trade secrets. But being part of NAHREP, I've always been welcomed everywhere I've gone, with big hugs and, hey, can I follow up? When I first went to my national event, I met 2 people, past President Juan Martinez and then also Jason, which was the past president. And they invited me out to their shop. I flew out there and I spent the whole day with them, each of them at their facility as well. And this is the type of love that we get through NAHREP and the type of education that we get from being a member of NAHREP. So I just really want to say thank you very much for coming out. I really appreciate it, for sharing your guys' trade secrets. I know that everybody's going to take home a lot of stuff as well. And once again, let's give them a round of applause for our time.